Yes, indeed. It's another hot one, and we're not talking about the weather. We're talking about Donovan Bailey running things, July 7th edition. Where does the time go, bro? We're already, what, almost midway through July.
Well, Jason. Well, great to see you. But the weather is hot outside, so I ain't gonna complain. So I'm not waiting and hoping for fall. But yes, the weather is great outside, and time is flying, and there are some fantastic uh, people, athletes that are lighting up the track, man. So yeah, let's get to it.
Yeah, all right, let's get right to it. You're right. I mean, there's some great Canadian accomplishments from our ladies. We'll get more on that. We'll talk a little Prefontaine Classic, obviously wrapping up what was like a mini version of the Olympics. And we'll look ahead to Monaco. That's right around the corner in terms of Diamond League as it heads back to the other side of the pond. So yes, Jason Portuondo alongside Donovan Bailey. Man, you know what? Yeah, there it is. There it is. We got that officially. Biopod's race of the week. It was a tough decision because the guys did their thing, the ladies did their thing. Let's find out who won.
What kind of a start did Sha'Carri get? She's got work to do. Julien Alfred out nicely on the inside of him, of her. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, and it's going to be Wooden. Yes, it is. Jefferson-Wooden on the inside. Outdoes the Olympic champ.
You know what? I'm never going to doubt anything you say ever again because all this talk about Julien Alfred, who I've been a big fan of, and thinking she was going to win this race. But you've always been talking about Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. What a hell of a race, first of all. The two of them put on a show. It was like their own little personal showcase. But Wooden, in the end, edges out Julien Alfred, and the time was solid considering the headwind.
Dude, man, you run 1075 into a headwind. There are two ladies run 1075 into a headwind. If you spin that wind around where it's with a positive wind,
Yep.
positive zero wind, it's a 1065 race. So I'm just saying to you that you got to give Melissa her props. For getting in the race and understanding, executing, and winning. But I got to tell you, I mean, I said to you earlier this year. I said, Jason, these two women, I need to see them. I need to see them. And for me, obviously the World Championships is months away. We know that in months, and believe me, in an athlete's career or in an athlete's season, months away is a very long time. So at the end of the day, I told you I want to see them now. I want to see them now because I'm looking for flaws and I'm looking for mistakes. Melissa today definitely is determined, understanding really what she needs to do, executing, and ran a spectacular race. But I have to tell you, I also got to give my props to Julien. Julien made a couple of mistakes. She wobbled a little bit coming out of the blocks. You can see that her trajectory down the track, she kind of went like she went in and out of her lane, not in and out, like the inside of her lane.
Okay.
So I think that she didn't get on that tight speed, the way she wants to. But again, Melissa has to make a team. I believe that she's the number one sprinter in America for sure, but she has to make the team. Julien, I'm certain, is working through the fatigue of training, the fatigue of the season. And so I'm saying to you, Jason Portland, I'm going to tell you this today. The race for first and second at the World Championships, we just saw every other female athlete is running for bronze. I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you right now. But I mean, spectacular race for the ladies. Talu again, the ageless wonder, running fantastic. So I think that there was some criticism about Sha'Carri Richardson.
Right.
Guys, Sha'Carri is already going to the World Championships. She's already made the team. She is the only lady on the U.S. the fastest sprinter, we'll say, at the U.S. trials coming up. that she does not have to compete in her event. She has
But
an
she finished
automatic.
last.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying to you, I don't know what kind of work week she came from, and I'm saying to you that I am very certain. I believe the thought is for her to run the deuce trials, which means that she's going to even get more speed endurance training in. And I'm very certain that Dennis will tweak her for the games. I'm very, very certain. The fact is, I'm saying to you, finishing last sometimes, oh, God damn the office. Oh well. I'm saying to you that, if she's working through injuries, or it's the start of the season where it's not that important for her to get up on top of the podium, well, it doesn't really matter. I'm telling you this, Jason. Here's how it works. You can lose every race all year. You go to Japan, you run 10-6, you win. You're the champ.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But for me, I think you got to have some building blocks. But we'll see, man. You know what? And I understand what you're saying. And by the way, go back to last year with Melissa. Don't forget, she started the year with the injury, so she missed a couple months there, and she still finished off with a bang in Paris, being on the podium with Sha'Carri and Julien. So you've been preaching, about Melissa, and you know what? Hey, the sermon is all right, because man, that was a phenomenal race, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're right in terms of the two of them, and then kind of the rest of the world. I'm not slighting, Talu or Tina Clayton, Favor, Dina, anybody else, TT. But yeah, those two look to be on a track of their own.
Well, listen, I'm slighting nobody.
Right.
It's the 100 meters. It's like heavyweight boxing. Anybody with a good punch, anybody that makes a mistake, they're going to lose. I mean, there's no time. There's really no time to make a mistake, correct it, and move on. There isn't in the 100 meters. There's so little time. So I'm saying to you that I'm giving you my opinion today, the 7th of July. I'm giving you my opinion today. And based upon what I see, and I also understand the structure of how these athletes train. I also understand how long the season is. I also understand the diamond leagues that are coming up, and I'm going to observe how the management of their season goes. I'm telling you that those two look like 1 and 2, 1 and 1A.
Yep, I agree. 1000%. And fast forward, and I wish you could just turn the page to September. In a way, I want December to stay, but in a way, just to see who gets down and gets it all. You know where I'm going with this one. So yeah, the ladies put on a hell of a show. The guys did as well. Kishane Thompson, a lot thought, maybe he'll bounce off that big effort in Jamaica at the trials there, but he didn't. He was able to win in 9.85. Wasn't the smoothest race. Let's talk about that quickly before we talk about him winning. What about the finish? Because to me, it kind of looked like he lost his form late in the race there.
Well, listen, I talked to the last time we had a conversation. I was telling him about, the physical and emotional maturity that I'm seeing in Kishane.
Right.
And ultimately, he's very comfortable in Jamaica. He's very comfortable in his comfort zone, in his surroundings. And going to I think that he executed probably the first and second half of his race amazingly. But what I like is that he's telling us that he's working on execution. He's telling us he's tweaking and working on races. And you're doing all of that, taking off race Russ and doing it against the very best people out there today. So, he definitely needs some work. He got tight at probably about 75, 80 meters. Shoulders went high. He started decelerating faster than he should at the velocity that he actually owns and controls. He also could have ran much faster, but at the end of the day, I mean, they're not handing out gold medals in July, this year at least, and so I think that Kishane, I overall I liked his race. And I'm very certain, again, he's got a phenomenal coach. So at the end of the day, I see that this is also a work in progress. And what these guys are doing is tweaking in the middle of the Diamond League season. That I did that as an athlete. Dan and I did that. We didn't care about winning or even time for that matter during the season. We were always preparing for the finals of the World Championships. So each race is tweaking. So when I look at, most of the athletes that are there competing, obviously you got to honor like someone like Melissa and Julien, who are running 10.7s. And then of course, Kishane running 9.7, 9.8. And any athlete that's running 9.7, 9.8, you have to understand where they are in their training. So you really have to respect them. But what I'm talking about, them validating a race today in preparation for the finals in September, it really doesn't mean that much. All of this is a work in progress, but you have to give the guy the respect, man. Coming off running a personal best, knowing that your body goes flat when it goes its fastest, and on his flat week, he runs 9.8. He's in great shape.
Yeah, 9.85. He wins. Zarnell Hughes was second in 9.91, a season best for him. Trayvon
Awesome.
Bromell, working his way back from injury, 9.94. It's a good building block for him. Kishane, I love the comment after the race when he said, "I am the only one who can stop myself." So basically, he's letting the world know the only way I get beat is if I beat myself. Man's still running with his shirt open. I don't know if that has any effect on anything, but you see everybody else wearing these aerodynamic suits, and Bridges still has the top drop.
Listen, hey, Jason, sometimes you have to breeze it out now.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
It's a cool breeze, man. It's a cool breeze.
It is a cool
breeze on his chest.
Yeah.
Cool breeze on his chest. Yeah.
That's that was impressive. And you know what? We were bigging up this Prefontaine Classic 50th anniversary. It lived up to the billing. The half lap we saw Letsile Tebogo. Here's another athlete dealing with injury, right? Trying to work his way back. He's got now a world-leading 19.76, and he's been dealing with this reoccurring grade 2 hamstring. Physically, obviously, we know that's an issue, but we talk about this as well, DB. Mentally, being able to trust that everything's going to be okay and you can run full out.
Dude, man, I've been following Tebogo since he was a youth, and I love him. Like I like it, again. He looks like a quiet gangster. You know what I mean? I do. I love that. He'll speak when he needs to, and he does his thing when he needs to. Again, remind me of myself. I'm saying to you that I think that first of all he ran Kenny McNair got pulled out with tightness, and that's the race. Obviously, me, you, and the world probably want to see
exactly
McNair versus Tebogo at this time of year, because we know that they're both going to play an incredible role in Japan. Could be 1-2. I mean, Noah Lyles got Noah Lyles going to have some things to say as well as some others. But I'm telling you, man, he ran a hellified corner. He ran. His acceleration out of the blocks and coming off the turn was incredible. And understanding is with the injuries that he's been dealing with all year, his speed endurance down the backstretch and then coming home. Yeah, he's in running 19.7. Running 19.7 now. Then he's gonna dip. He's gonna dip 19.5, 19.4. It's gonna be great. I mean, and the fact that he gave himself the self-crowning is a level of confidence. It's a level of confidence of you believing in you, right? And so that was incredible, man. That was great.
Yeah, hearing the post-race comments of Jefferson-Wooden, Thompson, Tebogo, you realize that this game, as much as it's physical, it is so much involved mentally that you got to be there as well, and just trusting the process. Those in your camp, those around you, and that's in part makes you a champion. Tebogo wins in 19.76, 19.87 for Courtney Lindsay. Not a bad showing there, obviously, and Alexander Ogando as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, every race that we see and every race that we talk about going forward, you're seeing World Championships finalists and you're seeing Olympic finalists. That's what you're seeing. All of those people representing their country separately. Obviously, it's a Diamond League race, so this is the pros. This is the best of the best. So the winnings, we talk about it. We're always going to talk about the winners, clearly, but you definitely have to pay homage to the fact that every single person in these competitions are the best from their countries.
Yep, fair enough. Dominican rounding out the top three. The Canadian, by the way, Aaron Brown, not his day, finished seventh, and I do believe 24-4, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Aaron, listen, Aaron and the rest of the Canadian guys, man, you know, this it's not just about Canada. I mean, we are competing against the world. So, you know, I'm very certain Aaron trains with Kenny Bednarik. So, you know, we got to see what he's going to do. He's got to make the team. Maybe the relay team goes. No, I think the relay team goes automatically. But Glenn Roy can change out the bodies. So yeah, you know, yeah, Aaron, he's got to get his act together. He's got. I mean, all of them. I mean, Jerome seems to be doing all right. Andre, I haven't heard from. You know, Brandon, I haven't seen, and the other young cats, we're waiting to see how they're going to do.
yep. Okay. Just want to clean up a few other races. The men's 400-meter hurdles. The battle renewed between Alison Dos Santos and Ryan Benjamin. This time, Dos Santos gets the better of Benjamin, Ezekiel, Nathaniel. The Nigerian runner rounds out the top three there. Matthew Hudson-Smith over Christopher Bailey. That was a bit of a surprise for some. And Ja'Cory Patterson rounding out the top three. So, yeah, just, you know, I don't want to, I know I keep saying it's like a mini Olympics, but man, oh man, just overall, what we witnessed in Eugene, Oregon, to me, it did not disappoint at all.
Well, what they've done, I mean, and I've said it numerous times, what they've done at Prefontaine is, you know, put together a fantastic business model that they have the budget to allow the very best of the best to compete against each other. You just mentioned the 400 hurdles. You know, there are three incredible 400-meter hurdlers, and you had two of them there.
Yep.
Right. I mean, and so that's great for the audience, right? And also in the 400 meters, you have Olympic champions and medalists. And you know, potential world record holders if these guys can get it together. So again, a fantastic product for the people that went to watch, and clearly for the TV audience.
So as much as right now, you know, we're giving a lot of love to Melissa and Kishane for winning those races on the weekend in the 100 respectively, there's still a chance both of them could be upset in the final, right? Because, I mean, obviously we still got Julien right there. Noah Lyles, when are we going to see him?
I mean, listen, I don't know what Noah's, I mean, I personally do not know what what his race management is this season. But I'm very certain that Noah, the competitor, is looking at all of these other athletes running really well and salivating. I'm also assuming that someone like Shericka Jackson is doing the very same thing. You know, I'm telling you that, you know, and the other, so the top male sprinters and the top female sprinters are looking at everybody who are, I guess everyone's delivering their own message every week. I'm very certain the people that want to believe that they belong on top of the podium, they're simply salivating and wondering when that comes next. So, but I guess the next one, Jason, starts in Monaco. So we got to see who shows up there. And I mean, I think you know who shows up there, and we see what happens. I mean, but what from now on going forward, nobody can duck anybody.
Yep, fair enough. Fair enough. And that's it. We're getting closer and closer to crunch time. Some say already, you know, we're kind of there in terms of, you know, the world's being not too far down the line. And you're right, Monaco on July 11th. So 4 days from now, there is no 100 for the guys, but we do have a deuce for the men. And we're going to see Letsile Tebogo. We're going to see Sha'Carri Richardson. We're going to see the Dominican, Alexander Ogando, and a few others. So Tebogo is right back at it, which is a great sign because we know he took some time off, as talked about, for the injury.
Well, I mean, that's that now. I mean, dude, He just ran 19.7, shaking off race rust.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see a better race. You're going to see a better race. You're going to see a better execution. But still, Jason, I'm telling you this. He's in training mode. He's still training. He still does. He's still doing a heavy cycle of speed endurance still. So whatever he's going to do, whatever he did last week, and whatever it's going to do in a couple of days, he's still in the middle of a race cycle.
Yeah. Wipe the slate clean and just go right back at it. On the women's side for the 100, Julien Alfred has put her name down as being part of the contest in Monaco. The Clayton twins, Tia and Tina, also there. Leah Hobbs. We also have Jason Sears. So the beat goes on. The beat goes on. Obviously, Monaco won't be as hot as Eugene, but it's still a lot to watch.
So, listen, let me tell you something. It will be just as hot. I mean, I beg to differ.
All right.
No, it will be hot to watch because I'm looking for very specifics. I'm qualifying it. I think that Julien made some mistakes in Eugene, and I'm very certain that her and Edric, her coach, got together and fixed some of those. I think that Melissa got away from Julien, and there's some mistakes. I mean, I'm just saying from my observation, and probably from someone looking through my lens or someone who knows what I'm talking about, knows that Julien made some mistakes, and I think that her in Monaco, it will be a different execution. It'll be a different. It'll probably be a more flawless race. So she'll probably run just as fast as she ran in Oregon. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, I know a lot of athletes who didn't perform to what they're expecting. It gives them a chance to bounce back. So Adelike comes to mind as one of those athletes. She runs the 400 in the women's. Obviously, she's going to be part of that lineup. We're going to see Merlady Paulino in there, and Nikisha Price, the Jamaican. So yeah, you're right. There's still a lot to watch for. It's not like Eugene culminates the season. No, the beat goes on because even for those who competed and did well in Oregon, if they don't this week, then they're going to be like questions faced, right?
Jason, track and field is all about commission, boy. Is it? My man, it's commission work. That's what it is. You eat what you kill. So at the end of the day, every single week, this is not a salaried position. Your next race is your best race, and your last race, if you made some mistakes, fix it before the next one. So yeah, we're going to continue seeing great performances.
Yeah, and I do like that about track and field, right? 1 week down, next week's up. So, you can't be too high, can't get too low, just live week to week. So, all right, let's move on. It's time for us to run that anchor leg as we get set to wrap things up.
A cleaning stream to Donovan Bailey is pouring it up.
All right. Want to look back and look ahead in terms of this week's edition of the anchor leg. Savannah Sutherland, need to give her props because we talked about her on the show, would have been maybe 3 episodes ago. And my bad, because we talked so much about her and I didn't even mention her damn name. So Savannah Sutherland, there you have it. Congratulations. She wins the Bowerman. And the Bowerman is, that's impressive. That's for the NCAA Collegiate Athlete of the Year. And she won obviously on the ladies' side. And she's the first Michigan athlete to win the honor. And obviously she runs the 400-meter hurdles, setting, eclipsing Sydney's record and also eclipsing the Canadian record. So how huge is this for her?
Is she the first Canadian to win the Bowerman?
No. I think the Canadians won it before. I think the last Canadian to win it was 2013. But she's the first Michigan athlete to win the Bowerman.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Jason, yes. I mean, I will. You know what's funny? You're correct. I believe that we're talking about how impressive the time was, and especially from her journey from a small town that we forgot her name. That is terrible. And apologies. I second Jason's apologies. Savannah, amazing athlete, incredible. Your upside is absolutely next level. Can't wait to see what you're going to do post-college. Can't wait to see what you're going to do at the World Championships this year. Can't wait, period. I mean, and it seemed like a really nice person. So, man, I mean, and as a Canadian, it's very few Canadians that become, or that can become a global spokesperson for your sport. And Savannah, congratulations.
So I just looked it up here quickly, and according to what I was able to find, only 2 Canadians previously have won the Bowerman, and that would have been Cam Levins in 2012, Derek Duran in 2013. So if this is correct, she's the first female to win the Bowerman Award. So yeah, you know what?
Even more flowers.
Yes.
Even more flowers. Congratulations.
Yeah. Great stuff there for that hurdler. And a more accomplished Canadian athlete deserves some love. Cameron Rogers, again, the hammer throw champion, if you will, sets a Canadian record, breaking her own record as she threw 78.88 meters at the Prefontaine Classic. So Cameron Rogers, I mean, got to give her some love too.
Well, I mean, I'm sure she broke her own Canadian record.
Yes, she did.
Congratulations. She's, again, another amazing athlete. Canada is becoming, or is, the throwing capital of the planet. And
Yep.
and Jason, you're so right for bringing this up, because throwers do not get enough love, and they work just as hard or even harder for less pay than the glamorous event like the 100 meters. So yes, Cameron, congratulations. Great record.
Americans now. I want to talk about a couple of them who I don't want to say. Well, first of all, Athing Mu Nikolaev. She got married somewhat recently, but Athing Mu, she's a 2-time Olympic champ. She finished last in the 800 at the Prefontaine Classic. And I know you said it doesn't matter. So I guess you kind of answered my question already. Because those who are fans of Athing Mu, is it time to, not press the panic button, maybe reach for it? Because she hasn't raced much, and I'm just not sure what her future is going to be like.
Dude, she just got married.
I know.
First of all, I mean, I think Mo is one of the young stars of our sport.
Right.
And she absolutely has the potential to be the superstar. And I think that, obviously, if she's trying to create an incredible life and sport balance, getting married is a huge priority to her. For me, the number one thing, Jason, one, whether she comes last or first, it doesn't really matter, because she's got to go to trials and she has to make the team. So, whatever happens this week, so be it. Again, a bad day at the office.
Okay.
Some trials, if she gets top 3, she's back in the game. So it doesn't matter. And she's a name. So she's gonna get invited to all the Diamond League competitions now anyways.
Yeah. Okay. I just some were kind of concerned, and that was her first 800 of the year. So obviously she's got, work her way back into things. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, she ran a season best 49.43. I guess we expect too much out of her at times, because she didn't win as convincingly as she usually does. She still was able to win, but afterwards she could tell she was a little bit bothered by the performance in terms of the time as well. I don't know about the technical part of things, but now all of a sudden they got a question in her camp: do we go flat or do we go hurdles? What would you do if you're a part of that camp?
Well, that's a tough call. I mean, you're the world record holder and the greatest of all time in the hurdles.
In the hurdles, right? There's everything more to prove, right?
But yes, exactly. So you can go and just collect the bag and maintain who you are.
Right.
As a competitor, personally for me, and something that would be an incredible challenge. If she wants to go in the flat quarter against, you probably have 4 ladies that's going to go 49, 5 ladies that's going to go 49. I don't know. I mean, there's two things that come to mind while I'm having this conversation with you.
Okay.
As the CEO of my own brand, I'm going to go and collect what is mine. So if I'm her, I'll go and do the 400-meter hurdles, because she's expected to win anyways. I mean, Femke Bol might make it close for, might make it close for the first 10 hurdles, first 8 hurdles, whatever. The challenging thing is, I don't know. I would go and maintain the 400-meter hurdles. On an off year when there's no World Championships or the Olympic Games, maybe I'll go after the quarter, but go after the quarter world record as opposed to just trying to win it, because it'll be a much tougher race for her with the ladies that are out there in the flat form.
Final thing to talk about, Animesh Kujur is now the fastest Indian athlete of all time when it comes to the 100 meters. So an Indian runner in terms of the 100 meters has never gone sub 10:20, but that has changed now as he went 10:18 recently at an event in Greece.
Dude, I used to race in India, in Pune, in India every year. And the Indians always brought like the top. First of all, they paid more money than anyone on the planet, but they used to bring us down there, the top athletes, and compete against the top Indians. Now there's what, 1 billion Indians or 2 billion Indians?
Okay.
You've got to be able to find a sprinter. And I'm so happy you brought this up, Jason.
Yeah.
We've got one, which means that there's a generation of incredible athletes. I hope that this kid inspires a generation of incredible athletes, incredible Indians to come out and understand that track and field is a sport. They have a huge population. They have a very wealthy population. They'll certainly get fantastic support. And I know, because I've experienced it. I've gone and competed in India where I'm in a full stadium of people watching and cheering for the sport. So just like Africa, where at one point everyone just thought that those guys just ran long distance. I'm telling all the Indians, all of the guys who every day you wake up, you dream of playing cricket.
Yep.
Well, you might have a couple of sprinters in there, man. So congratulations.
Yep.
Yes, congratulations to them. And that's awesome. Awesome to hear.
Great way to wrap things up. A global edition of Donovan Bailey running things. As always, we ask you please continue to like, share, follow, download, subscribe. Send us in your comments. You want to ask Donovan something, we will ask it to him, and continue on with the interaction. I love our fans, because if we make a mistake, they jump right on us and they tell us all about it. So we like that. We love the feedback. There is no such thing as negative feedback. No matter what you say, we can turn it into a positive. So I appreciate that. I want to shout out our sponsors as well, Biopods and Great Canadian Sauce Company. I'm Jason Borwano saying thank you as always for the company. Until next time, Donovan Bailey will take us home like this.
Until next time, peace out.
I like that.